You're sitting in a room at Quantico. Your hands are sweating. There are 50 people around you, and only 12 will make it through. This is day one of your FBI career. Right now, you are the lowest rank in the entire organization. By the end of this video, you'll be the one running it. Welcome to Every Gov Rank. We are going deep inside the hidden structures of power, the channel that breaks down what life is really like at every level of the US government. From the absolute bottom, all the way to the top. Today we are going inside the FBI. 10 ranks, 10 completely different lives, each one a unique perspective on the Bureau. Let's start at the very beginning. Rank 1, the applicant. Salary, $0. You haven't been hired yet, but this right here is already the hardest phase of your FBI career. You've submitted your application. Now you wait. The FBI receives over 30,000 applications every single year. They hire fewer than 1,000. That is a 3% acceptance rate, harder to get into than Harvard. While you wait, investigators are pulling your entire life apart. Every job you've had, every country you've visited, every person you've ever called a close friend. FBI background investigators are literally knocking on your neighbor's doors, asking if you're trustworthy. Then comes the polygraph. You're wired up to a machine. Someone asks you questions you've never had to answer out loud before. Have you ever sold drugs? Have you ever lied to a federal official? And they will know if you're lying. Most people fail here, not because they're bad people, because the FBI wants one thing with nothing to hide. Clear all of that? You're one step from becoming one of the most elite law enforcement officers on Earth. But first, you have to survive Quantico. Rank 2, the new agent trainee. Salary, $50,000 to $55,000 a year. Day 1 at Quantico, 5:30 a.m. You will live here for the next 21 weeks. You'll spend those weeks learning firearms, defensive tactics, surveillance driving, federal law, interview techniques. You run obstacle courses in full gear, in the heat, in the rain, when you're exhausted and sore and questioning everything. And some of your classmates will quit. Here's what most people get wrong about Quantico. The physical part isn't the hardest. The academics are. You are tested on constitutional law, federal statutes, evidentiary procedure. Fail an exam? One retry. Fail that? You go home. No exceptions. Survive it all, and you walk across the stage. You receive your credential, the badge, the gun, the job. Your starting salary as a newly minted special agent is around $50,000 to $55,000 base, but with federal locality pay added for wherever you're stationed, that jumps to $65,000 to $80,000. Not bad. But you are still at the very bottom of the FBI food chain. And right now, someone senior is watching every move you make. Rank 3, the special agent. Salary, $65,000 to $85,000. You've been assigned to a field office. Could be New York City, could be Dallas, could be Anchorage, Alaska. You don't get to choose. The FBI decides where you're needed most. Your job right now? You're doing the groundwork, running surveillance for hours in an unmarked car eating cold food, writing 302 reports at midnight after a 14-hour day, knocking on doors, following leads, building cases that senior agents will use to make arrests. And here's what nobody tells you about this stage of the career. You will spend most of your first 2 years feeling like you have no idea what you're doing. That's normal. That's the job. The FBI doesn't hand you a playbook. They hand you a badge and expect you to figure it out. You're on call. Your phone rings at 2 a.m. You're on a plane by 6. Your family, if you have one, has to understand that the Bureau comes first. Not everyone's family understands that. But here's the upside. Every case teaches you something you'll carry forever. Every interview, every warrant, every arrest. It's all going in the vault. And around year 4 or 5, something shifts. You stop being the new guy. You're just an agent. You know how this works. You're trusted. That's when it starts getting interesting. Rank 4, the Senior Special Agent. Salary, $85,000 to $115,000. You've put in your years, closed your cases, built your reputation inside the field office, and now everything is different. You have autonomy now. You run your own investigations instead of supporting someone else's. You're writing the search warrant affidavits. You're the one in the room with the suspect, not just the witnesses. Your salary has climbed significantly. Many senior special agents clear $95,000 to $115,000 a year, but the real currency at this rank isn't money, it's reputation. Inside a field office, everyone knows who's sharp and who isn't. Which agents get assigned the biggest cases? Which agents get trusted at 2 a.m. when something breaks wide open? And right now, you are proving which category you belong in. Quick thing. If you're enjoying this breakdown, hit subscribe right now. We're covering every government agency. CIA, Secret Service, DEA, NSA. And you don't want to miss any of it. Okay, back to the FBI. Because the next rank? That's where the real power begins. Rank 5, the Supervisory Special Agent. Salary, $105,000 to $135,000. The SSA is the first rank where you stop being purely an investigator and start being a leader. You now manage a squad of agents, 8 to 15 people reporting directly to you. Their cases are your cases. Their mistakes are your mistakes. If something goes wrong in your squad, the first call goes to you. And here's what makes this rank genuinely difficult. You were exceptional as an agent because of your instincts in the field. As a supervisor, those instincts matter less. What matters now is whether you can manage people who have strong instincts of their own. That is a completely different skill. Some of the best field agents in FBI history were terrible supervisors, and some average agents became extraordinary leaders. The SSA also marks the beginning of something important, the political game. From here on up, who you know, how you handle yourself in front of executives, whether the right people believe in you, it all starts mattering as much as your actual performance. Salary at this level, $105,000 to $135,000 with locality pay. Your federal pension is building. Your benefits are locked in. From the outside, your life looks impressive and stable. But the pressure? It never stops. Rank 6, the Assistant Special Agent in Charge. Salary, $140,000 to $165,000. You are now in the executive tier of the FBI. You've made it further than 95% of everyone who ever walked through the doors at Quantico. The ASAC helps run an entire field office. In a large office like New York or LA, there are multiple ASACs overseeing different divisions: counterterrorism, criminal investigations, cyber. Your day no longer looks like field work. Your day looks like meetings, briefings, reports, conference calls with FBI headquarters in Washington. You're reviewing the work of supervisors, who are reviewing the work of agents. You are 3 layers above the ground. And the weight of that is real. Because when a major case breaks in your city, a domestic terrorism plot, a massive fraud investigation, a kidnapping, the boss is going to look at you first. You need answers. You need to know what your people are doing, and exactly why. Something important has shifted at this rank. The paycheck no longer feels like the reason you're here. At this level, you're here because you believe in the mission. Or you're here because you're chasing the next rung on the ladder. And everybody around you can already tell the difference. Rank 7, the special agent in charge. Salary, $170,000 to $190,000. This is the rank most FBI agents consider the pinnacle of field leadership. The special agent in charge runs an entire FBI field office. There are 56 field offices across the United States, and you run one of them. Every agent in that building answers to you. Every case that office touches carries your name. You are the face of the FBI in your city. When a major crime shakes the community, you're at the podium. When politicians want answers, they call your office. When something goes wrong, anything, your name is on it. The pressure at this level is unlike anything before it, because now it's not just cases, it's politics, media, the community, Congress, the Department of Justice. Every stakeholder wants your attention. Every decision gets scrutinized. And here's what the agents beneath you don't fully see yet. This rank comes with a loneliness to it. At the top of a field office, you are separate from the agents. You can't be one of them anymore. The hierarchy demands distance. And you have only 2 places left to go. Rank 8, the Executive Assistant Director. Salary, $190,000 to $210,000. You're in Washington now, the J. Edgar Hoover Building. The Executive Assistant Director oversees one of the FBI's major national divisions: national security, criminal and cyber, human resources, science and technology. You are no longer managing a field office. You are managing a division that spans the entire country. The intelligence briefings you now sit in, most Americans will never know these conversations exist. Counterterrorism threats, cybersecurity vulnerabilities in critical infrastructure, organized crime operations crossing 12 states simultaneously, active investigations that cannot be spoken about outside this room. Your decisions ripple across the entire organization. A policy change you make affects tens of thousands of agents and analysts nationwide. A budget decision you make determines which investigations get resources and which ones get shelved. You are one of the most powerful law enforcement officials in the United States. There are exactly 2 people above you in the entire FBI. One of them is next. Rank 9, the Deputy Director. Salary, approximately $215,000 a year. The Deputy Director of the FBI is the second most powerful person in the Bureau. In practice, you run the day-to-day operations of the FBI, while the Director manages the external world: Congress, the White House, the Attorney General. You keep the machine running internally. You have a security detail now. You don't drive yourself to anything important. Your meetings include the directors of the NSA, the CIA, and the DHS. You have a direct line to the Attorney General of the United States. Every major internal decision inside the FBI passes through your desk before it reaches the director. You are the last checkpoint before the top. Your compensation sits at the very top of the federal pay scale, approximately $215,000 a year. But the money has been irrelevant for years now. Nobody climbs this high for the salary. You climbed this high because you couldn't stop. And now, one rank remains. The one that only 38 people have ever held in American history. Rank 10, the Director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. No one inside the FBI is above you. You answer only to the Attorney General and ultimately to the President of the United States. Your term is fixed at 10 years by law, deliberately designed to outlast presidential administrations so politics cannot control the Bureau. Your name is known in every world capital. Foreign intelligence agencies study your public statements for signals. Adversaries of the United States track your decisions, and every morning you receive a classified intelligence briefing that most elected officials in America will never see. You oversee 35,000 employees. You control a budget of over $11 billion. You are responsible for the safety of the American people at the highest possible level. Some directors are celebrated. Some become controversial. Some are fired. All of them carry the Bureau with them for the rest of their lives. Your salary. Approximately $221,000 a year. But by this point, you understand something, that the applicant sitting in that room at Quantico, sweating through day one, could never fully understand yet. The salary was never the point. The mission was always the point. That was your life at every FBI rank, from the day you walked into Quantico to the day you ran the most powerful law enforcement agency on Earth. 10 ranks, 1 career, a completely different life at every single level. Subscribe right now for every CIA rank, every Secret Service rank, every military rank. We are building out every government agency on this channel, and we are just getting started. Drop a comment. Which rank surprised you the most? I read every single one. See you in the next one.